A very good morning to you. It is Thursday. Happy Jamhuri Day to you for those joining us on TV. Thursday is what we call the Relationship Clinic. As I usually say, nimeweka bench nje na tumeisafisha. Mkae pole pole msisukumane. One by one, present your requests so that we can get to tackle them. Interesting scenario. So you have been invited to dinner, husband and wife. And wife says, I don't have anything to wear. Question is, what does she mean? Husband says the same thing. I don't have anything to wear. There's nothing to wear. What does he mean? Interestingly, mostly when the wife says I have nothing to wear, it means she has nothing new. When the husband says I have nothing to wear, mostly it means there's nothing clean. They're saying the same thing, but they're communicating different things. Communication in marriage. Someone said, just as the blood is to the body, so is communication to any relationship, and more so a marriage relationship. How do we cultivate better habits when it comes to communication, and how do we get to a place where we are communicating in such a way that our marriages and our relationships are thriving? That's what we are going to be talking about today on the Relationship Clinic. So, if you have questions pertaining to communication in marriage, maybe you're married to one of those typical men. They give you one-word answers, or they hardly say anything. It's like the wife who kept complaining, my husband never says he loves me. You never say you love me. And the husband looked at him and he said, you know, when I married you, at the altar I told you I love you. When things change, I will let you know. Things haven't changed. As long as I'm quiet, just know we are good. But is that really a good thing? So that's what we are going to be looking at, communication in marriage. Your questions via SMS on 20316, WhatsApp on 0786 316 316. It is the Relationship Clinic. This comes your way every Thursday, 8 to 9 on Family Radio and on Family TV. Every day of the week, we have a different theme in our 8 to 9 discussions. On Monday, it's Motivation Monday. Tuesdays, we talk about parenting, Parenting Tuesday. Wednesdays, we talk about money, your money, Financial Clinic. Thursday, we talk about relationships and marriage on the Relationship Clinic. And Fridays, we talk about life on Lifestyle Friday. So today on the Relationship Clinic, it's all about communication. In studio with me today, Sarah Paul is here.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm very well.
I didn't get the memo.
For what?
For Red Valentine's.
It's
Christmas.
It's
you know, because it's Thursday
green.
and it's relationship, I just thought Valentine's.
No, we ooze love.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's Christmas, red and green.
Sarah Paul, thank you so much for agreeing to come on a holiday to be in studio with us and to talk to us. Sarah Paul is part of the Mavuno Ndoa team.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
Tunataka kuvuna siku ya leo.
Watu wavune. Ni kuvuna because we learn as we facilitate.
Yes.
It's a give or take both ways. It's not always us telling people what to do. It's not about us telling people to do. We learn together and how to make our marriages work.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about communication in marriage, it sounds like like a very simple
So
thing,
obvious.
like it's so natural.
Yeah.
So let me ask the question that may seem like akipasi unaweza uliza swali kama hiyo. What is communication in marriage? What are we talking about when we say communication in marriage?
I always say it's more about listening, not hearing.
I find that interesting. You didn't say talking. You began with hearing.
Listening.
Not hearing.
No.
Because you can hear but you're not listening.
Yes.
Okay.
When you're listening, you're not. I'm just not hearing you talk and then wait for you to finish what you're saying so that I can respond. Listening is getting myself into your shoes. What do you mean? Where are you coming from? Other than looking at my feelings, you're hurting me. No, it's what can I take? What can I give? Not always what can I get from you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hearing brings understanding.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's easier when you're not saying I expect ABCD from my spouse.
Yeah.
It's what am I giving? How would you want me to talk to you? That's the way, by me giving you what you want me to give you, it's easier for me to receive. So
Okay.
I know when I talk harshly to you, it demeans you.
Yes.
So why should I do that when I don't want anyone talking harshly to me? So other than telling you, say for example, you come late for work as a
Yeah.
spouse, other than telling you, you don't care about me and your kids, you always put in your work. No, you're like, no, if I say that, I'm hurting this person. In return, if you say that to me, how would I feel?
Yeah.
Rather say, I'm bummed that you have to work late today. I wish we would make more time for us, for our family. That will give a positive response easier than the first
Okay.
comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, as I was saying earlier, as we were preparing to begin the show, I find it very interesting that during the dating season, when I'm pursuing, when I'm in hot pursuit, man, mistari ni mingi.
I know.
Yeah, mistari ni mingi. I have a lot to say. Talking now about the men, we usually have a lot to say. We get very creative. I mean, if we are trying to get you into the box, we will say and do.
You
what
have the
we
right
need to.
words, the right
Yes.
language.
But somehow it seems like for a good number of men, after we get married, we lose the dictionary. We have very few words to say.
You've bugged. You've
Yeah.
hunted.
Yeah.
You've gotten your prey.
Yeah.
You've bugged it.
What does that make the woman feel?
Oh, it's irritating. Like when you come home, I ask you, how was your day?
Fine.
No.
But it was fine.
Then, as in, you were away for, say, 8 hours.
Yes.
For 8 hours, you just have fine to say fine.
It's a summary of everything.
Yeah, we women are wordy beings. And as much as we speak a lot, we want to hear a lot.
Oh, I like that.
So just not fine. How about what worked? What are your highlights?
What was fine about your
Yes.
day?
Well, you definitely had one or so lowlights. What are they? I want to feel with you.
There's that word again, feel.
Yeah. If you're high, I want to be happy with you. Yeah, it worked. If it wasn't, I'll be like, I'm bummed with you, but it will be better.
Okay.
It's my place to encourage you. I want to feel I'm important. I can work. You know, men by default, they solve everything. They're like, I'm the solver in this family.
Yeah.
I'm not to bring problems to you. But your partner's in your marriage. So if I come with my 1,000, 8,000 words to tell you how bummed I am for the day was bad, I also want to hear from you.
But sometimes the man may need some space to just process the day and how it's been. You've been out there the whole day toiling, and then you come home, and then from the moment she opens the door, and you're thinking, woman, just give me an hour. Yeah, because there's one thing men have that you women don't have.
Yes.
And you don't seem to understand. We have a nothing box. We have the space called nothing. That's why sometimes when you ask us, what are you thinking? We say,
Nothing.
nothing. You women can't comprehend
And you don't
that.
understand what nothing means.
As we have a space where we think about nothing and we want to do nothing, and it's a very brilliant space to be in.
But can you communicate that better?
How? Tell me
when
how.
you come in the evening,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yada da da, as you say,
Yes.
other than telling me, yeah, shut up. You say, honey, I had such a day. Would you give me like 30 minutes? You say it well, and I'll be like, okay, sawa. So that's the time I'll take to take your coat away or serve you something and leave you for 30 minutes. But believe me, the 30 minutes are over. I'll be like,
You're there.
okay, so
count down. 5, 4, 3.
but say it well.
But some women take that as rejection.
That's why
It's like I'm
saying,
pushing you away. Even if I try and tell it to you nicely, some women take that as rejection. It's like, you don't want to talk to me.
Understood. And that's why I'm saying it's we need not find or look for, how do I say it, fulfillment from our spouses, other than can we give fulfillment to
Okay.
our spouses.
Okay.
It's selfish for us to think it's always our way, our way. It's intentional for me to put my spouse's needs before mine. So if they love me, they have the best of thoughts for me.
Yes.
So when they tell me they need 30 minutes, I need to take it as it is. Let me not overthink it and think like, ugh, he had fun outside there and
Yes.
this, but yeah, we have, oh man, we are overanalyze things.
Umeongea na hao wanawake wengine wote kwa ofisi now you don't
Umemaliza
have
watu
time
sasa, hata
for me.
una time yangu.
Yeah.
We need to stop overanalyzing stuff. This man chose you above all
Say that again
women.
in capital letters.
Yeah, we need to be confident in ourselves. This man chose you above every other woman.
Yeah.
Can you have confidence in that? And he came back home to
To you.
So just give him that 30 minutes or so, and then come back in love, not overbearing and
Yes.
hovering all over him.
Yes. Listen to what Douglas Masharia is saying. Douglas Mashira is saying, good morning and praise Jesus. The relationship clinic today has started on a high note. My question is, do we have ladies who talk and act as our host is saying?
It's intentional. Again, it's intentional. We are not born like that. We are born happy. This is what our society has taught us. But it's intentional. It's every morning waking up
Yeah.
and saying, I'm intentional about my marriage working. I'm intentional about communication working.
Yes.
in our marriage.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go down to the bare basics. How do we build strong communication in our relationships, in our marriages?
Making
Because I
time.
believe it's not just talking.
Making time.
Uh-huh.
Because you can't talk in absentia.
Nowadays you can Skype.
No, please don't. I need FaceTime.
Skype from the office.
No, we need to FaceTime.
Okay.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way.
You cannot be too busy for something you love.
That's true. That's true.
So make time intentionally. Make time and say, when you come home, our enemy nowadays is our gadgets.
Ooh, let's go there.
You come home, but you're still on your phone.
Yeah.
If not on your phone, TV.
Yes.
And nowadays we have Showmax, we have so and so. So it's not only news.
No, nowadays it's
Movies,
entertainment on demand.
movie,
my friend.
music,
Yeah.
exactly. So and then when you're done, kwanza you're eating your supper, watching this movie or so.
You're eating your supper with your phone in one hand. The
And
TV is
the-
on.
And then when it's done, let's go sleep. That occurs again and again you're creating distance between yourselves.
Ooh, the assumption is, but we are together.
Yes. So you said you want us to be together.
Yes, yeah,
I came
here.
home at 6. I got out of work at 5. I'm home at 6.
Uh-huh.
But no,
But you're not connecting.
you're not. So put your phone aside, put the TV off, and let's talk. I know men fear that.
Hey,
It's-
the Kegwere. Hey.
I know men
That
fear
statement,
that.
when you ladies say it, please, ladies, hear me out. This is now Pastor Jemo speaking.
Usianze, let's talk.
For most of us men, when we hear that statement, honey, we need to talk. Do you know the soul searching we do?
Oh yeah,
What did I
do?
Who did I talk to yesterday? What didn't I do?
Who was I working with
Who
today?
was I walking with today? Ama nani alimpigia simu? Yeah, it's a scary statement.
But
Just so that you know.
I know, and that's the fear we need to deal with.
Yeah.
So we don't say like let's talk. When you do it once in a year or once in a month, that's when it'll bring that fear. Like, okay, she wants to talk today, so what did I do?
Yeah.
But when it's intentional, like it's in your schedule, you know there's time for family time, there's our first time.
Yeah.
It's just concerning you. You're concerned of each other. It's time just to ask, how was your day? Was your boss kind to you today? Was traffic too much of a headache for you? Minute things that make your heart blossom.
But you know, a lot of us men don't have time for small talk.
It's no longer now about men. You're married now.
Yes,
You
but I'm just
thinking-
trying to get you to also see another
I-
perspective that for most ati sasa tumekaa hapo tunaongea juu ati traffic ilikuwa noma sana leo. Nipatie shida kubwa. Me, I want to solve problems in the world. You know, so some of us may look at that and think yani hakuna kitu ingine tunaweza ongea about.
No wonder
So we
your
talk about,
number one fan should be your spouse.
Mm,
They should be your friends. What do you
Uh-huh.
talk with your friends?
yeah.
Anything and nothing, even the weather. Something that wouldn't make to sense to anyone else, to your friends,
Yes.
it's so obvious.
Yes.
Now that should be what you have with your spouse.
Mm. And that doesn't come naturally.
It doesn't.
You have to invest into it.
Yes. Create time, make time for each other, and say we are friends, we are BFFs. You're my number one, like whatever happens. So if you're my number one, I'll talk to you about anything and nothing. Even when I don't understand politics, it will be fun because I'm talking with you.
Okay.
And I want to hear you. So then, utakuwa bored, give me big problems.
You know, you've reminded me something. I remember one time hosting a good friend of mine who was once a prostitute, but now she's a minister of the gospel.
Awesome.
And I remember she was sharing her testimony. And one of the things she said, I'd never thought about it, and it blew my mind. And she said, Pastor, you know, when I was a call girl, and I'm called and I'm told you're going to be going out with so-and-so tonight, that's your client for tonight, do you know I would study the whole day about this person? Because I would be told what they like, if they're into soccer, what team they support.
See?
So I do a search on that team.
See?
So by the time I'm meeting him in the evening, my friend, we can have an intelligent conversation.
Value
I
for
thought,
money.
What?
Yes.
He says, yeah, Pastor, si kazi rahisi. It's
And
not
that's-
just the sleeping around.
And that's what we are missing in our spouses. That's why men are not
Connecting.
looking forward to coming home. Because you come home ni yap, hakuna mafuta, hakuna
Mafuta ya taa imeisha.
jalipwa, hakuna.
Tokens zimebaki mbili.
When that is the conversation, you won't look forward to coming home. But when the conversation is fun, even when something is not working, you're talking with each other, like it's fun. So you look forward to coming home.
Okay.
Someone is not making noise to you, someone is not shouting you down, but someone wants that intimacy. It's an intimacy.
Yeah.
It's not just physical. It's an intimacy to have
Yes.
someone to talk to. So much so that when you're mad at each other, you see something, say in Tao, the first person you want to talk to.
Yeah. Lakini amekujamisha.
So what does
I
that make you
know.
do in the evening?
I know.
I need to straighten this thing out. I want to talk to my friend. I want to talk to my
Yeah.
BFF. Yeah.
Communication in marriage and relationships. Uko na swali? 20316 SMS line, WhatsApp number 0786 316 316. What is working for you as a couple, or what challenges are you having? We want to hear from you because we learn from each other. So maybe there are things and strategies you've put into place that are working for you and helping you to communicate better. Please feel free to share those with us. Or maybe you have challenges that you're experiencing and you're wondering, how can I get this man to talk? He's just a fine kind of man. Man, how are you fine? How are things? Good. And it ends there. Merry Christmas to you. Christmas is just around the corner, my friends. And it's that time of the year where we remember that Jesus is the reason for the season. He came and he died and he rose back from the dead. And because of that, you and I have the opportunity to be reconnected back to God the Father. That's what we are all about here at Family Media, keeping Jesus on the airwaves and reminding people of the love of God. So for us, Christmas is every day. It's not just in December. Every day is Christmas because we keep reminding people that he came, he died, he rose back from the dead. He took our place, and because of that, we have the opportunity to be reconnected back to God if only we will believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. It is Relationship Clinic. The topic at hand today is better communication in our relationships and in our marriages. Questions coming in on 20316, WhatsApp 0786 316 316. And I have a question here. This one says, my husband wanted space. This is the second month. He has a lady on his phone's wallpaper. When I ask, he says it doesn't concern our relationship. What am I supposed to do?
Ooh,
Yeah.
phones.
These gadgets.
I know.
Yeah.
And they're always a kind of reason for separation. Because you will see, I have password, I have patterns.
Yes.
And then when your wife or your husband gets to you are okay, but all of a sudden, kikaribia phone.
Yes.
There's trouble.
Yes.
Marriage is about transparency and honesty. If you start it with that foundation, or you realize your mistake and start it with that foundation, to be easy to work through it.
Yeah.
Back to space issue. Don't let it go too long.
Yes. Hey,
Don't
2
let
months
it-
is
2
a long
months.
time.
It's a long time. I mean, even I say 2 days is long enough, because what you're not getting from your spouse, you'll try and find it somewhere else.
But do you know, just like I mentioned earlier, that we have our nothing box and nothing space?
Yes.
A good number of us get lost in there, and we don't know how to come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need prompting and
Yeah, because sometimes as men we go through a lot, but society has taught us, be a man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jikaze kisabuni, whatever that means.
mwanaume
And
ni kuvumilia.
mwanaume ni kuvumilia, man. Mwanaume ni kujikaza, man. Yeah, you have to be strong for your family.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you find a man is going through so much, but even the wife is not aware. There's so much pressure maybe at work. There's so much pressure when it comes to provision and all that. And as men, we don't talk about this issue, so you have no one to talk to, and you don't talk to your wife about these issues. And so you need space. You're trying to sort yourself out, but you don't know how to sort yourself out. And that's why for me it's important to have, if not your wife, have another man then you can talk to. Yeah. Have a man that your wife knows. Nikiona ameingia huko na ameshindwa
Nitauliza
kutoka,
huyu
I can
atati.
talk to, yeah.
It's true. It's very important to have accountability
Yeah,
partners.
yeah.
And this is person who won't as in tiptoe around you. Dude, if you're not doing right,
Yeah.
he will tell you you're not doing it right.
Yes.
If you've been silent to your wife for 2 months, ako zile za wacha ujinga.
Exactly.
You married this woman.
Yes.
Did you marry her to be just a doll you're seeing passing through in your house?
Si ungetafuta statue weke hapo.
Uweke kwa hao. You need a real person
Yes.
telling you
To
this.
bring you back into reality.
But back to this woman. You've seen another woman in your... But I think when you look for something, you get it. You go looking for whatever is happening in that phone, you'll get it. And she gets depressed over it. The first problem there is making the space go for that long. You need, as you said, you need to prompt out of that. Don't be quiet to each other for too long. The devil ain't happy either. And if there's one institution he fights, it's marriage.
Yeah.
Because that's the one institution you're given certificate without knowing what you're going to do.
I'm telling you.
So he will fight it, and
Yeah.
it's God instituted. So the devil is not for what God is working through. So I pray she gets through it, and getting through it is always communication.
Yeah, there's no other
Just
way.
call him out with respect and with love, not zile za ngoja kuja nimeona nini kwa phone
Take him
yako.
out for
No.
dinner.
Yes, do something nice.
Yeah.
I know you're hurting. You've seen things, your head is giving you 1,001 scenarios of what could go wrong. Just do you. Be the perfect woman that you think you should be. Take him out, talk to him, and ask him what's going on. I want you to be safe. I want you to feel that you're loved. I want to feel that this is a safe space for you to come talk to me, and I'll listen to you. Make him feel that. And voila, sooner or later, it might not happen immediately,
Yeah.
but sooner or later, they'll open up and solve their problems.
Yes. You mentioned something earlier. I want to go back to it. Even when we talk about communication, sometimes you find that, okay, here you are, you're married, and for some reason, your interests are no longer that similar. You know, you no longer do things together. Life happens.
Oh, yeah.
Life usually happens. And you begin to drift off. And so even your interests become very different. Yeah. I remember when I was dating my wife, I used to play basketball. And when I was dating my wife, back then, she would come for my basketball games. She developed an interest in basketball because the dude is a basketball player.
Yeah.
You know, but then after marriage, neither here nor there. So situations like that. And then this man in the office, there's that lady in the office
Oof. She
who
knows all the
engages you,
NBA players.
who engages you in a conversation. You're thinking like, wow, I can't wait to go to work tomorrow. And so it's not that you have anything sinister you're planning, but there's just a way you guys communicate and something begins to build up. Talk to us a bit about that and the dangers of that.
Back to intimacy.
Yes.
You know, we are deluded to think intimacy is only physical.
Yeah.
But that is the end result.
Mm.
There's much more before you get to the
Yeah.
physical intimacy.
Yeah.
And again, when you don't get it at home, you'll go find it
You
somewhere.
go find it somewhere else.
So I come home and the first thing you do is yapi hapo unapiga kelele ama kazi yako ni kuitisha.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll men typically they'll barely speak after that. They'll be speaking very little.
Yeah.
But looking forward to go to work, to the work wife.
Oh, anaitwa work wife.
Wanaitwa work wife and work husbands.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's not intentional. It's
Yeah.
ati wameambiana you're my work wife.
Yeah.
No, this is where the heart has gone fonder because this person knows your interest. She's the first person to say hi to you when you in the morning when you get
When you
to
get
work.
to the office,
And then with such excitement, you're like,
Yes.
whoa. As in, okay.
come slowly.
I know. And then kidogo, she hears you as you say speak about basketball, like, yeah. And she knows the players. She knows blah, blah, blah. And the next game, like, yeah, you're speaking my language.
Exactly.
But you need to understand something. There's something you fell in love with your wife.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you chose her above millions of women around you.
Yeah.
You chose her. Always call yourself back to that. And when you think you're not getting that communication intimacy
Mm-hmm.
from your wife, call it out. Like, and kindly, again, the way you talk, the tone of voice that you use when you're asking
Ooh,
something from
tone
a
of
specific-
voice.
tone
Yes.
of voice.
Yes.
Me coming to you and say, we need to talk, scares you.
Mm-hmm.
But when I come to say, Ati, but there's something I need to tell you. Which one will you respond to first?
Tell me.
See?
Yeah.
So tone of voice, because that tone of voice has some intimacy into it and me calling it to our privacy.
Yeah.
But when I say,
Yeah.
we need to talk,
Eh?
amekam vita.
Ni kama kuitwa kwa ofisi ya basa. You remember when we were in high school? When the basa
No,
calls you things are
unafukuzwa
bad.
home.
Yes,
Unafukuzwa
you're going
school
home.
fees. So you need to be aware,
Yes.
intentional. Think before you speak. So when that happens, come home and tell your wife, "Hun, there's something we need to talk about. So what is it? But then we don't talk much. Can we just make time? Let's talk. I know upendi bake ama upendi football. So find some interest that there's something that works together.
Because the content sometimes becomes an issue. Okay, what do we talk about?
Yes.
Especially when it's prompted like that, we need to talk. Nowadays, we don't talk. You're thinking, okay, so what do we talk about?
You
Because
have
it's no longer natural.
Yes.
It's like now I've been summoned to talk. So I'm just wondering, how do you cultivate it so that it's a
you've used
natural
the
thing?
word. You've used the right word.
Uh-huh.
Cultivate.
Okay.
So when do you cultivate? There's nothing on the soil.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
You're coming with the seed.
Mm-hmm.
You're planting it. You're cultivating. You're watering. You're just protecting it from too much sun.
Yeah.
So it's not an overnight happening.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do, you come with that motivation that I'm cultivating. There's nothing.
Okay.
You're starting somewhere.
Yes.
So find an interest that the two of you would like. Start from there. And then show interest in your spouse's doings.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be a fan, but please pat their back. A man's language of love is respect
Mm-hmm.
and affirmation.
Yeah.
A man doesn't just need to hear, I love you, I love you, I love you. But tell him you're the man.
You the man.
That's saying I love you to a man. So when he's doing something, you're like, I believe in you, I trust you, I know you can do this. That's what he wants to
You
hear.
can do this.
Yes.
And do this.
Yes, you can do this. And it's done.
Yes.
When a woman waits for I love you, you're beautiful. I chose you because you're different from other women. You're the apple of my eye. These are the things you need to tell your spouses, not when it's their birthday or when it's your anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Cultivate every morning. Be intentional in telling you, wow, today you look hot. Tell your man, my man, you look handsome today. Intentional. I know we are
Yes.
Africans because it's of your man. But if you want to look different, if
is
you want
of
your
you.
relationship to work out,
Yes.
watch
You know,
out for
there's something my wife pointed out to me a couple of years ago. You know, and she told me, hey, mchungaji. You know, you're so quick to tell other women how they look good on Sunday. And we left the house together. Me, Annie, I don't look good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was
And
quite
you see
an
how
issue.
she brought it?
It was an issue. Yeah.
Because it's a problem with even us women. Tunatoka house, tumetoka pamoja. Ni
Yeah.
lazima nikuambie ukivaa huko unajua unakaa poa.
Si kuna kio.
Uko na kioo. Na as long as sikukwambia utoe.
Yes.
But when we get church or anywhere, you're too nice to other people until I feel uncomfortable, like. So why don't charity begins at home?
Those are the things that breed grounds for suspicion.
Oh yes, because you don't tell me I look good. Oh, what is wrong with me? So my self-esteem issues zina come up.
Okay.
But when you start it at home, even
Yeah.
if I hear you telling someone else, like, he's a family. But then again, choose the language you use with your wife and the language you use with the
Don't
rest
use
of
the
people.
same words.
Oh, please, no.
Wow.
You can't call me darling and every other woman you get, you call
Is a
her
darling.
darling. Like, it loses the meaning. It loses whatever I'd hold it to be, it
Yeah.
becomes nothing.
Yeah.
Have my pet name if it's a pet name. And then the rest, whatever. Have boundaries. Have boundaries and protect, shield your marriage, shield your relationship.
Okay.
And you can shield it with communication, with words, using the right words.
Okay. Wow. What about when there's conflict?
Oh,
We'll talk about that shortly. Don't.
I know.
Take a pause.
It's biting.
Take a pause. Do you have any more questions for us? 20316 is the SMS line. We are hanging out with Sarah, talking to us about communication in marriage. And there are those times when you're not in agreement. We were having a heated discussion, as we like saying it. How do you communicate? How do you communicate in such a scenario to still maintain respect and to still display love one for another? We'll get into that. It is the Relationship Clinic in studio with me today. I have Sarah Paul. Sarah Paul is part of the Ndoa team at Mavuno Church, all about strengthening marriages and building strong marriages. Sarah Paul.
Yeah.
My wife, Maureen, you need to start calling yourself Maureen James. It sounds nice.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure. It's all about communication in marriage. Listen to this one. Hi there, I'm loving the conversation. How do you invite healthy conflict in the marriage? Because it can be used to talk respectfully about those things that have been hurting us for months, but we don't know how to bring them out. Conflict. How do you communicate during conflict?
First, conflicts are good.
Conflicts are good.
Conflicts are good. There's a bond they bring.
Yes.
Fake inaisha. Fake
Yeah,
you're
like-
dating and whatever.
I like the making up part after the conflict.
I know.
Yeah.
So
I know.
it's true. It's,
Yes, yes.
It's worth it. Conflicts are good. The fact that you're fighting, it's no reason for you to run away. It's even reason for you to stick around. Because FYI, if you run away, you start square one with someone else.
Imagine starting from the
So why
beginning.
bother?
Who has the energy?
So first, conflicts are good.
Yeah.
Don't run away. 2, always fight fair.
Fight fair.
fair.
Explain that.
Do not attack the person, attack the problem.
Wow, I like that.
And this is you not saying you are, as in
You
they use
always.
sentences, yes.
You never.
This is the one problem, but you're like, you always do this to me. You're like, no, but I thought this is why we are fighting. How comes kuna always? Rather, you can change it to, I feel disrespected
When you.
when you do ABCD. So you're no longer attacking the person.
Yeah.
The problem has become this thing. So this thing makes me feel this
Yeah.
about what happens. So fight fair. Attack the problem, not the person.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Yes, very true.
So it needs, again, the word is intentional. Think before you speak. Don't be too quick. Even the Bible has told us, don't be too quick to speak, but quick to hear, quick to listen. So always know, this man loves me, or this woman loves me. So whatever she says, she's saying it out of love. Maybe angry, but out of love. She loves me. They don't mean no harm to me. In knowing that, you will not attack the person. You will not feel that this person is here to attack you. So you put all your borders on, like, kuna shield hapa hivi, you won't be able to attack me. No. When you see this, you'll see from where they're coming from. They're speaking from heart. Now deal with the issue to help them heal and yourself to heal as well. Then again, don't be defensive. It's very easy for us to be defensive.
Yes.
So when you're saying this and this is the problem, you're ready to say, no, I did this because of A, B, C, D, so I'm perfect. Like, this I do try.
Yeah.
This was one of my biggest problems. Quite defensive. You always know what to answer. See, I did this, I thought through this. I know why I did this.
Yeah.
So I did this because of A, B, C, D. Rather, shut up.
Zip it up, my friend.
Listen.
Yeah.
So I always say, if you have problems, you better tackle them then before you let them lay, and then they'll give birth, my friend. They'll give birth.
Yes.
Next time you bring them out, they'll have children and grandchildren and so and so.
Very true.
So when the problem is there, you can calm down, not do it in anger, and then tackle the problem.
And then one of the things I've learned is it's not a competition, because we are always seeking to be the right ones. A wise man once told me, if you win the argument, both of you have lost.
I've lost it.
If she wins the argument, both of you have lost. Both of you need to win.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, that takes humility.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And humility ain't easy to get.
Yes.
For you to accept, yes, I did wrong. I had
Yes.
this person. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Or for you to accept, by the way, now that I understand where she's coming from, she's actually justified in the way
To do
that
what
she's thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And rectify.
Exactly.
The problem is we fight, and then next time we fight over the same issue.
Yes.
Let's when we fight, this is a communication thing. So this is a problem. Do a crisis communication for yourselves. When a company gets a crisis, they look into the crisis, why the crisis happened, and how we're gonna make it not happen again.
Uh-huh.
So let's do it now. Our family crisis. So this is the problem. How did this problem come to be? How can we avoid this problem reoccurring
Yeah.
in a relationship?
Yeah.
And if it does, do we have the what are they called? The layouts of how we can tackle it before it becomes too much, or before the public sees what's happening.
Yes.
When you do that, the fights will be, hata si fights, zitakuanga, as my pastor calls it, robust conversations.
Hey, robust conversations.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just, so the problem is A, B, C, D. So let's solve A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
And then you come out all like winners, and you don't feel this person demeaned me, this person disrespected me.
Yeah.
They won't be there. And I love the fact that she said, with the respect.
Yes.
You bring these problems with the respect.
With respect. Yeah.
Don't forget, anything you do it with respect and in love. And we know the verse about love. As in, love is not always, it's you not you receive.
Love is not self-seeking.
Yes, it's not about you. So when you do that in all, you find your conflicts and you fight your problems with this in mind, the conflicts will be worth it.
Very true. My wife has NPD. Sounds like anyway. I'm assuming you're talking about narcissistic personality disorder.
Yes.
Says my wife has NPD, and it's been hard for me to talk to her. She's become abusive, and it's hurting so much. I really need help. How do I talk to her so that she can stop hurting me and become the person I loved?
First, seek medical help.
Okay.
It is medically, as in, you can be supported medically to bring down the personality disorder. 2, you need therapy. The both of you.
Both of you.
The person living with an NPD patient and the NPD patient.
Yes.
It will be a daily walk. A daily walk. But make sure they don't get off the med.
Yes.
Because when they get off the med, it becomes double trouble. So just support her and go through therapy and medicines with her. Yeah.
Okay. My husband is the kind that waits for things to work out on themselves. And whenever I initiate a conversation, it's like I'm in charge. I would really appreciate if one day he would initiate a conversation. How do I get him there?
There's something we need to understand. They're different personalities.
Yes.
There's a personality that the cholerics, that you see, this is the problem, we need to tackle the problem. And then there's the phleg. there's a problem. Sitaisha tu. When it's here to stay. If I stay quiet and it stays over there, it will get done.
Yeah.
When you talk and you understand, you should study something about the personalities and
yes.
understand the strengths and the weaknesses of these personalities. Then it will be easier for you to talk to him about these conversation startups and understand when he's not the one initiating the conversation. You'll understand from where he's coming from. It doesn't excuse him of not doing that now and then, but it will give him an understanding of why you act the way you do.
Yeah.
So then it will be easier for you to talk over issues. Yes.
I think we have time for one more question.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a question, it's more of a comment, but I would like to hear your thoughts about it.
Right.
My wife went quiet on me for 2 months. We lived like strangers. We didn't fight. There was no infidelity. But I came to realize we are totally different. I tried to be a peacemaker and it didn't work. She wasn't interested. I packed up and walked. I didn't look back. Within months, someone walked into my life that gave me a new perspective about the true friendship and love. Your thoughts. A penny for your thoughts.
Oh, this penny might cost some other people.
It's not an easy situation, eh?
It's not. And I always say, when you go to a marriage with an exit plan, you'll get a reason to leave. Please, when you say I do, don't have an exit plan. Let it be till death do us part. I'm not saying for you to wait if you're beaten until you die. No, I'm saying for silence to go for 2 months, it's dangerous.
I'm wondering what triggered it.
Exactly.
Because something must have changed.
For it to be that, and there are no fights.
And there are no fights and there's no infidelity.
It said when a woman is not fighting, it's even more dangerous.
Yeah.
Like it when she fights and shouts on you.
When she goes silent.
It's trouble. Because the love is going away. And I've told you, fighting brings a bond. So if you're not fighting and you're silent, what happens? You just draw apart. Be friends. Speak, guys. Afadhali you fight. But speak out. Do not... As we had talked off air, do not let the sun go down when you're angry with each other. Because the enemy is happy. And that's why one day will easily become 2 days. And then when you're silent for 2 days, 3 days are easy. No wonder 2 months would happen.
Yeah. I'm just imagining 2 months without talking to Anjiko.
Yes.
What?
I know. So cultivate friendship with your wife. Again, I will insist. Cultivate friendship with your spouse. If you don't get it here, you'll get it elsewhere.
Yeah.
What happened? He got it elsewhere.
He walked away.
So cultivate, make this work. Make this work. When you're raising your hand and saying, I'm done, it needs to be, I'm done, and there was nothing you could do about it. But when you leave where there's something you could do about it, it's sad. It is sad. Let's invest. It's easy for us to invest in anything else, but hard for us to invest in our marriages. Let's invest. Even other relationships are easier to invest in. But marriages are becoming hard. But please, people, let's be intentional. Let's invest in our marriages. Let's make it work.
Very true. Tuma salamu.
Lazima kuna mtu angenichapa.
What am I forgetting?
I know.
Tuma salamu.
Kuna mtu angenichapa.
Yes.
Why this?
Yes, why this?
Why this?
Hey, why
My
this?
girl.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And with this, big up my husband. If I forget that man, I don't know where I'm going now.
Yeah.
My boo Paul. I shout out to you, my parents, Reverend Julius and the wife, Reverend Julius Irungo and Esther. Thank you guys. My sisters and all my lovies. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hata mimi leo sijui nitume salamu. Umesikia hiyo?
Yeah.
To my boo Paul. So even for me, to my boo Maureen. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for
We
having me,
appreciate-
James.
We appreciate what you've shared with us.
Thank you for having me.
Talk. Uko na bonga points mingi kwa simu na uongei na wife na uongei na your husband. Let's find time to cultivate better communication in our relationship, because it's only through communication that we're able to understand what the other person is thinking or feeling or what they're going through, and we are able to be there for one another. We've run out of time for today. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. On radio, we are going on until 10.